Hi, this is Nicole Whitlock with eCom Sellers Academy. And tonight we're going over part 2 of the Walmart workshop. It's a Selling on Walmart 2-part series. For more detailed training, we want to invite you to check out the eCom Sellers Mastery Walmart Intensive. And at the end of this session, you'll have a code so you can get 50% off of that. So let's go ahead and get started. So last week, the last session, we went over, we talked about creating your account, but we didn't get to go walk through some of the creating your account. And then we talked about creating your first listing, which is vitally important. We also talked about some of the things that you might sell on Walmart and things you want to look out for, which are product opportunities. All of those are going to help you to make a boatload of money this Q4. And so now we're going to go back and go through the application process so that you are aware of what the steps are when you get ready to apply to sell on Walmart and what you need to make sure that you have handy. So you can go to marketplace.walmart.com. There's a couple of different ways you can shortcut to create your account. If you go directly to marketplace.walmart.com, we're going to step through what that process is. But if you come in through Shopify or you come in through Deliver or PayPal, then the process is a little different. There might be some similar questions, but the process is a little different. So prior to starting the process, you want to make sure that you have proof of your selling experience. So this is the best time to create your Walmart account before Q4, because this gives you enough time to get familiar with the platform, to get comfortable with the platform, to become aware of the nuances of the platform, and to continue to work through the challenges that it might encounter on the platform. So go ahead and today step through and get your account created. If you have been selling on eBay, Etsy, Amazon, or Shopify, go through that process and get your account created. The other thing that you're going to need is you're going to need your address. I mentioned in the previous workshop, that you can create a virtual address, or you can get a PO box so that way you have the opportunity to not use your physical address if you don't want your physical address on anything. You need to make sure that you have your EIN and your W-9 ready to go. They are going to ask for that, so you can't create an account with your Social Security number. What is your fulfillment method going to be? So we highly recommend Deliver. But, you can choose some other method. If you have Deliver, Walmart likes the relationship that people have with Deliver. It's an established relationship. So using them as your fulfillment method is not a bad idea. So your contact information, I mentioned earlier, your address, but the rest of your contact information, your phone and your email. So I recommend that you get a regular, get a domain with a regular email account instead of just using a Gmail account. The reason is that you have the opportunity to communicate directly with your customers. And so when you have a Gmail account, it makes you not look as professional. Walmart is looking for professional sellers or prior experience. So having a domain where, maybe you have Sally's Toys. So info@sallystoys.com, something where it is not at gmail.com or some other extension. You can always reroute it to your Gmail account, but as far as what the customers see externally, you want it to be a professional email account, because Walmart will refer people to you to address their concerns, issues, or needs. In addition to that, you want to have a phone number. You can set up a Google Voice account. That Google Voice can reroute the calls to your regular phone. You can have a separate phone number, whatever works for you, so that you know that it's coming in from the Gmail. And then make sure your information matches the information that's on your W-9 as much as possible. Anything that looks weird to them may cause you to be denied or may slow down the process. And we're trying to prevent that. We're trying to circumvent any delay in you getting approved. So once you go to apply, you're going to start the application process. Again, like creating a listing, it is a scroll down situation. So whenever you're creating a listing, you go back to session 1, You'll see that you scroll down to fill in certain things. Same thing with the marketplace application. So you're going to scroll down. It's probably going to take you about 10 minutes to do this. Okay. So once you go down, they remind you of the stuff that they want before you get started. Okay. So if you don't have this stuff, I just want to encourage you to stop and get it, put together, and then move forward from there. Okay. So you're going to put in your name, your address, your email, and you're going to confirm that. Again, a business email is recommended. And you're going to put down your phone number and your legal company name and your tax ID. Okay. And then you're going to choose the W-9. So you're going to get that message. I am not a robot. Make sure you choose the W-9. And you have to upload that W-9. So if you don't have it, don't start this process. Your application may get stuck in limbo and you may never be able to move forward. So make sure you have that ready to go. Then after you upload it, your signed W-9 form and your EIN. So again, your completed W-9, you can just Google and complete a W-9 online and attach that, and then they'll want your EIN information, EIN verification that you get, a letter you get from the IRS, and then they want your legal address. So make sure that there's a relationship between the address you're about to give them and the address that's on your EIN paperwork so that you can reduce any chances of being denied. So then after you put in the address information, and if you're doing business as, you need to indicate that as well, that's DBA, and your website. So if you have a Shopify store, it's a great time to put in your Shopify URL. If you've got a Etsy store, it's a great time to put in your Etsy URL. Okay, and then your DUNS number, you can leave that blank. And are you transporting goods? The answer is no. Oops, I went backwards. Okay, so then you're not transporting goods from another country. So then it's going to confirm your information and you click confirm. Now they're going to be asking you about your annual revenue. I'm going to encourage you not to lie. If your annual revenue is 25,000, put 25,000. If your annual revenue is 50,000, put 50,000. If your annual revenue is over 100,000, then put 100,000. If they come back and they want to verify it, then that is going to create a challenge for you because you have to be able to prove it if they want verification, because they're going to verify some aspects of information about you. So then you're going to choose a valid category, and then after the valid category, your Amazon seller information and the URL. So the way that you can find that is whatever your store name is, you can enter shops in the URL and you'll be able to find it. So log into your Amazon account if you're an Amazon seller. If you're not an Amazon seller, then you leave this information blank. Because your website, if you're doing Shopify, your website should be sufficient. Okay. Your catalog size, whatever your catalog size is, put that there. You got 100 SKUs, 2,000 SKUs, whatever it is, put your catalog size. So they do like over 500. That's what they prefer, but that doesn't always require it. Because again, you might be selling a private label product. You might only have 5 SKUs. But if you're doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, drop shipping, more than likely you have more than 5 SKUs. Okay. And then the percentage of SKUs that are refurbished, don't have valid UPCs, percent that are used. And you also want to indicate how you're planning to integrate with Walmart. So using solution providers. That is going to be your relationship with Deliver if you establish a Deliver account. Even if you don't plan on using Deliver long-term, you just create a Deliver account. Walmart likes that when you're going through the application process. So I just want to encourage you. Does your business have offices or warehouses outside the US? You want to indicate that. The state where you are incorporated, that should be coming directly from your information that's on your EIN. Your foundation, again, You should know that, hopefully. And then can you fulfill orders by 2 p.m. Monday through Friday? You want to put a yes there? Even if you have to, work with a VA or whatever the case may be, make sure you put a yes there. That's going to make your life a lot easier. Putting a no might get you denied, but again, fine. So then your current methods of shipping. So UPS, FedEx, USPS, those are pretty much the primary ones. Do not repeat, do not repeat, do not repeat, do not choose FBA. Please do not choose FBA. You're going to create a problem for yourself if you choose FBA. So yeah, don't choose FBA. So here you're going to put your warehouse address. This is where you're going to be shipping items from. And if that's your physical address, then put your physical address if you're doing the shipping. If you're working with a prep center, put their prep center's address or fulfillment center. And then choose another one. You want to click here, another address, and then you can just put deliver and save. And then they'll know that you have a deliver account because you've already indicated it before. And they'll also know that you plan on using them to fulfill your orders. Okay. So now that you've got a US address and a deliver address, which you have the two, should show up there, then why would you be a good fit for Walmart? And you want to put a sentence there that's compelling. You want to grow your e-commerce business. You want to get started selling on Walmart because it's a great new platform to get started on. Put something that will potentially make them say yes. So don't, just think about what you write there and put something that's going to help you, get approved. Then you're going to click complete application and it's going to say thank you. And you want to wait. So when you're waiting, that waiting process can take, initially, it might be a couple of days. Some people get approved immediately. It may be a couple of hours, it may be a couple of days, it may even be a couple of weeks. Walmart does have a process where you can, check on the status of your application. And if you get denied, there's also a denial, like a, what is it called? Not necessarily a dispute, but I guess for lack of any other word that I can think of at this very moment, a dispute process so that you can go back and talk with them or connect with them regarding why your application was denied, okay? But go through the process to get approved to be able to sell on Walmart. And for more information about, connecting with them if you have questions as a seller or checking up the status of your application. One of the things I will just tell you that if you have a Deliver account, once you've applied, you can connect with your Deliver rep. Deliver has some amazing reps that will help you on this process. And they won't 100% help you. What they will do is their customer service is really good. And so sometimes they can check to see what is happening with your application on their side. There's no guarantees. Sometimes they can check. And so if they can check for you, use your Deliver rep to check the status of your application. And maybe, just maybe, they can help expedite or move it along. So your goal is to move your application along as much as possible so that you don't have to worry about, the whole being denied or not knowing. Once you do get approved, then the next thing is going to be you're going to go through the set up your account. So this is extremely important. And we talked about some of this before. That you're going to go through the process in the setup and you're going to populate a bunch of information about you. Now, when you filled in your application, you put a bunch of great information in there that they needed to know that's based on your legal entity and your legal name. If you're planning on using a different address where customers can connect with you, this is where you're going to put that address. So if you're going to put a PO box or a suite number. So back in the day, and I'm dating myself, you could use like mailboxes, etc., which I think is now the UPS store. And you could, if you got a box, a PO box that was like, I don't know, 6225, then you could put the physical address of the UPS store or mailboxes, etc., and then put suite 6225, and they knew that that was a post office box or a box. So again, if you're going to establish that address, great. If you're going to establish a virtual address, just keep that in mind when you're dealing with returns. If somebody else is accepting your returns, and somebody else is handling that, just make sure that you put that information. This is what your customer is going to see. And so this is important that you put information that's going to be helpful in your business. So company information, customer service, how they're going to reach you, how they're going to interact with you, how they're going to do shipping information, return policy, and tax information. So you need to make sure you have a logo for your business. A PNG or JPEG is fine. You can use like Fiverr. You can use, there's a whole bunch of different sites where they can create a logo for you. So come up with a name, buy the domain. Come up with a name, buy the domain. I would encourage you to grab all the intellectual property associated with that. So Facebook page, make sure you create a Facebook page with whatever the domain name is. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, even if you don't plan on using it, Gmail, all that stuff. LinkedIn, I think, and Pinterest. So, and then just get a logo. You don't have to have anything fancy, just create a logo, or you can use Fiverr to create a logo for you and then upload that logo. And again, you don't get to go through this process until you've been approved. So once you receive the email that says you've been approved, this is the next step. Then you need to put in your customer service email and phone. We already talked about that. So go get that set up so you're ready to go. And then Walmart payment processors are Payoneer and Hyperwallet. We recommend Payoneer. And then you can add products by creating a new listing or using an Excel spreadsheet. So we went through and we created a new listing in part 1 of the workshop. So go back and watch part 1 on what you need to do to create a listing. So there's integration software that can help you sync your inventory from Amazon to your Walmart account. You can also import your inventory from your Shopify store, and you can import your inventory from, you've got, Shopify, Amazon. So there's a couple of different tools, and we covered that in more detail in the eCom Sellers Mastery. What are some of the tools that you can use to bring your listings from Amazon over to Walmart? So this is what I will say before you do that. Make sure that you update those listings. Having a listing that has the exact same title that it does on Amazon and the exact same description that it does on Amazon is not going to serve you well. It is not. So once you import them, go and edit your listings to change the titles and the descriptions. This is vitally important because the way that the Walmart works, unlike Amazon, they need to know that this item is whatever it happens to be, a toy, a dog toy, a baby toy, a whatever it is. They need to know those key words. In Amazon, you just put it in the category and it's smart enough to figure that out. So having a title that is the exact same and the description is the exact same as Amazon is not going to help. Just make sure that you remember to do that. Do that so that you can help get more traffic to your listings and so that you don't run into problems with Walmart long term. So I just want to encourage you to do that. And then order fulfillment. So you're going to connect your order fulfillment, how you can fulfill the orders, whatever that happens to be. If you're going to use Deliver, that's great. If you're using another tool, you're going to integrate your tools that you plan on using to fulfill orders. And then this is an opportunity for you to apply for Walmart Fulfillment Services. Walmart Fulfillment Services, in essence, is similar to FBA in the sense that they will ship the item to the customer for you. But there is almost nothing about that process that's the same way that you do it for Amazon FBA. So you need to remember that the process is very different, okay? So Walmart, WFS is Walmart Fulfillment Services. And remember, FBA fulfillment is not allowed. So don't fulfill your orders from your inventory from FBA. That will get your account shut down. Nothing anybody can do for you at that point. So don't do that. Okay, so you get the email and the email says, go and set up your account. So you're going to go in And you're going to go populate your company info, customer service, manage contact, shipping, returns, all of that. So this is where you're going to upload your logo. We talked about that before. And then your company info for customer service. Make sure that you put in a policy that you feel like you would want to see. Okay, don't just put some gibberish there. And then your contact information. Okay. So your email, your phone number, all of that. And in this area, as you're going through the process, like if you're using Deliver on the shipping settings, you're going to see I'm sorry. You're going to see an option for 3-day shipping especially if you're using Deliver. Okay, and then make sure that you're populating this information around your shipping. Make sure this is our for Walmart Fulfillment Services. And so make sure that you populate this information around your shipping. Okay. All right. Then after you populate the shipping information, you're going to go ahead and you're going to populate information for returns and how you plan on handling returns. Sorry, I'm not able to click. Your privacy policy, you populate that as well. Okay, so make sure you set all of that up. Then taxes, where taxes are going to be collected anyway. And then you have shipping sales tax codes that you're going to populate there. Okay, and you may want to put a note on where you are shipping from. Okay, so we went through creating a listing. So I'm just going to point out a couple of things about creating a listing. You can add it as a single item. You can set it up by UPC match. You can do a bulk listing, or you can create a variation. So single item is what we walk through when you create your first listing. The biggest thing you need to remember that we talked about last time is make sure you put your quantity in there. And so you're going to come to this place that should look familiar from session 1 for adding a single item. So you're going to click on add a single item and go from there. If you've already set up your API integration with whatever tool you're planning on doing to list items, you can do that as well. So your Walmart listings. So you have the Walmart listings. You need to make sure that you have the following. So UPC, SKU, UPC, your price, your weight, your tax code, your images. Make sure your images are the right dimension. Title, that's not how you spell title. Description, key features, keywords and search terms, and if you're going to do variation, you put a variation ID. In your description, make sure that you include things that are going to help this item be found. Again, how you create listings and put descriptions on on Walmart is completely different than Amazon. So if you spent your whole life just selling on Amazon, you're going to have to rethink some of the stuff that you do so that you have the opportunity to get more traction and more traffic. I will tell you that sometimes what Walmart will do is if the description is too long, they'll want you to trim some of the words. And again, we talk about this in a little more detail in the Mastery Walmart Intensive. So just putting that out there so that you are aware of that as well. Ensure your description is unique. We talked about that before. Then write your copy that's specific and informative. Be clear and conversational. And make sure you include, above all else, keywords, search words, keywords, search words. Very important. Okay, so include 3 to 10 of the most important benefits or features for this particular item, plus the keywords and the key featured words. Put the most important features first, and then call out specific details about the item that are, that are important to know, extremely important to know. So if you want to grab the mastery training, you take a deeper dive in there, you can go to www.ecomsellersmastery.com right now and get 50% off and buy the Walmart training. It is extremely detailed. It's about 25 hours of training, but you will have everything that you need to know, soup to nuts, on getting started and keep going on Walmart. So I want to encourage you to do that. And I think that is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop showing my screen, and I am going to allow you all to ask questions in the Facebook group. So if you have questions, please feel free. Yeah. So if you have questions, go ahead and ask them in the Facebook group. All right. So I'm going into the Facebook group to see what questions you have. I cannot. All right, so if you do end up having some questions, please, by all means, you can type them below this thread, and we'll be happy to answer your questions and, respond to your inquiries. I hope that you found this training helpful. Again, type your questions below this thread, and we will be more than happy to answer them. Okay. All right. This is Nicole Whitlock signing off. We're going to say goodbye for now.